So this database is for the Financial Loan Corporation, which is a personal finance company that supplies loans to people that are not able to receive a regular loan because of the bank system. The first thing I'm going to show you here is going to be my database. So I was able to log into the database, and here you can see that we have the different tables. I'm going to go ahead and drop down those tables here. Now here's the customer table. It has all of the customer information in this table. As you can see, anything that we may need for the customer is there. The next one we have is the disbursement. This is just the amount that the person received for their loan. And we have our invoice, what they get every month for the monthly statement. Is one of the intersection tables. This is a loan table. And this is the loan intersection table with the personnel. Now the loan intersection table for the personnel, that's the one that connects the loan officer or the employee with the actual loan, so we know whose loan that person worked on. This is the payment information. So this is the payment number, the amount, and the date of the payment. And this is the actual personnel record. This record here is going to be our role record. It just tells you what role that person has as an employee. And here we go. This is my access that I created. I'm going to go ahead and use this one here. And here you can see I didn't have a product key, so I'm just going to go ahead and bypass that. Alright, and here is my Financial Loan Corporation. And as you can see here, we have all of the tables that are needed for the database. Everything that you saw in my database is here. It's connected. And here I'm going to go ahead and sign in so that we can actually connect with the database right now, so that we're able to see all of the information that is needed. And again, these are some of the same tables. The only difference here is that here they're populated with information for the customers. So you can see here you have all of the customer information, even their job information. If they have a job, it shows how much they make. In here you can see the disbursement information of the loans, the loan number, the amount, and the date issued. Here's the invoice data. It's just the invoice ID, the date issued, and the payments that has been made for it. Not much in this one. And here is the invoice, loan, and the loan number. Now this table is going to be for the loan. It has all of the loan information that's needed. It's going to have the loan number, the amount, the status, the loan duration, the interest, and the customer social security number. And here we have the loan number with the personnel social security number. And here we have the payment, the amount, and the date of payment. This here is going to be the personnel information once again. And this is going to be your role number with the role name. And that is what ties the personnel to a role. So here we have the queries that I had to create for the database. The first query that I'm showing here, this is just the first query that I made, and it had all of the information pretty much that you needed to make that for a table, or to make a form, I'm sorry. And here's another one that I made. This one is just for the interest on the loans. And here's one for the employee versus the role name and the loan number. And this one here is pretty much the same as the personnel one. Now here we have forms. For the forms here, we have the customer account inquiry. So this is just for any customers that we have, their account, a quick overview of what they have. And here, I'm actually going to go ahead and show you this. We actually have the interest payment that's shown here. And I had to do a calculation in the properties in order to get that number. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that calculation was. If you look here, so I did the interest payment times the actual payment amount, which gives you what you paid and the interest. And I multiplied that times the payment number, which is how many times they've paid, and that'll give you the total interest that's been paid on this account. And so now that I have that, here's the customer other information, and if you can look on the right, you'll see the name and then the control source. That's where the information on these forms are coming from. Now here's a customer update form. This form, you can actually change the customer's information if they need to update any information that's on there. And I'll go ahead and show you here. I'm going to go ahead and I'll change the address. Once that address is changed here, once the system updates, it'll give the new address. So it updates the information in the database. I'll go ahead and change the city to Lafayette. And I'll go ahead and go back to the customer table. Once I save, now when you go to the customer table, you'll actually see that it's showing the same exact thing. What you'd have to do is refresh it. Once it refreshes, you'll see it populates with the correct address that I actually updated. Alright, and here's the monthly statement. Another form that I have here. And it just has the customer information. If you look here, I'll go ahead and go to the view here. And you're able to see that this is nothing but like the name straight from the customer table. So no calculations there. Go ahead and get out of this. And we're going to go back to the layout view here. Alright, and this is the new loan application that was made. This is basically the application that was submitted, and the loan officers would go ahead and take a look at this information whenever they want to know about the application that was put in. You can actually do the check boxes if you want to show that they have turned in some information. Once you check it, it has a check in the box. And then the last thing we have here is the pending loan form. Now this is for all pending loans that the customer may have if it hasn't been approved yet, so that the loan officer can go ahead and take a look at these forms and pretty much determine what's going on with those. It has all of the customer's information as well. Now I did make some mistakes here, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that up right now. This should actually be the date that we're reviewing, not the loan processor information. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. And I'll do that the same way by going into the builder here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off. We shouldn't have any of this here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off and replace it with a built-in function, which is the date. Because we want to have today's date in that area. And we want that to automatically pop up, so we're not going to put the date every time we come to this form. We're just going to go ahead and give the date that the computer has at this moment in time. Okay, that is not showing up as expected. So let's see here. Yeah, that's giving me an error, so I'm going to go back in. And in the builder, there is a date time function, but it's only giving me like a CD date. It's not really giving me what I wanted. For some reason, it's wanting me to enter an expression, but that's not what I want to do here. Yeah, it's just going to give me an expression. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it out here. Refresh that. And I'll go ahead and put the actual formula that I know, which is just date. Alright, and you see it shows up with the today's date instead of giving the loan officer's information. And then again, this one has the check boxes, and it also has a type at the bottom where you can go ahead and put X in if they, if you wanted to approve or deny the loan here. So you're able to go ahead and update the customer's loan form. The last thing I have here is going to be the report. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this report here. This is just a customer overview report. And the customer overview report actually gives you the information for a customer. And it's just a quick glance of what the customer account looks like. If they were approved for the loan, their social security number, name, address, everything that you may need to know just quickly. Alright, and that is all that I have. I'm going to go ahead and save all of these changes that I've made, just in case I need those changes. And I'm going to go ahead and exit out. So that is all. Thank you for listening.